What is going on, guys? It's Charlie with Mountain Man Digital, back again, teaching you jamokes about some web development here. And this one's going to be completely non-technical. It's going to be completely concept-based. So for any of you guys thinking about just diving in to figuring out how you're going to run your website for your small business, this is the video you want to start with, okay? So first things first, and I'm working on a super post here, the real world, okay? This is something that so many people forget. But when it comes to making a website, okay, the biggest resource you have in figuring out what needs to be on that site, how you need to sell things to people on that site, how folks are going to want to contact you, how folks are going to want to see the site, what devices they're primarily going to access the site on and on and on. That stuff first comes from the real world, okay? It comes from your current customers, all right? So if you're a brick and mortar business and you're just starting to get serious about your website, you already have something small, maybe you don't, this is the place you want to start. Because if you're trying to figure out what your website needs, ask your current clients, ask your current customers. They're going to give you the right answer, okay? Now, just as an example, okay, this is probably a 3,000 word blog post that I'm writing, probably going to end at about 4,000 or 5,000, about how to build a website. So the goal is that it'll be a comprehensive guide. And this post does 40% of the work of what this one bullet point, where do I put it? Right here, is going to do for you meaningfully to make your website actually get you business. 40% is this post. 60% is what your customers have to say, right? So the way that I think of it is like, this post is teaching you how to build a race car, but it's no good if you don't know how to drive, okay? This right here is going to teach you how to drive, okay? What your clients and customers are going to say to you is what's going to teach you how to actually make this website, right? Because the concept will become clear. So this is all good, well and good. I think you guys understand the idea. But how do you actually extract this information from customers in a meaningful way for you guys, right? And so there's some really simple ways that you can do it. One that I highly recommend is that you work into your best practices for your business, okay, especially for client-based businesses, you know, where you're doing like a project, or you're a doctor or a dentist, physical therapist, landscaper, really any of these things where you're working with a customer one-on-one for a long period of time. You need to have a customer questionnaire after you finish project X, okay? And that's really important because if you have that questionnaire where you can ask, you know, how was the client conversation process? What didn't you like about X? How did you find the results of Y? Whatever it might be, even for lawn care. I'm serious. Then you're going to get a feel for what matters to customers, right? Because you're going to get 10, 15, 20, 100 of these back, and you're going to notice across 70 of them, they use the same phrase, right? They weren't very fast, but, you know, or I really liked this, or the kindness of X made it really easy too. You know, stuff like that. You're going to notice comes out in these questionnaires over and over and over. And what that becomes is copy. Okay, so I mean, if you guys have looked into building a website at all and hiring a copywriter, you know, sometimes it can be $1,000 for 100 words. You know, it's very, very expensive, okay? And the reason for that is because good copywriters can tap directly into the intuition of these business owners with respect to their customers, right? And so they're going to extract that for you if they're really good. But this is how you do it yourself. And the best part is if you start using these questionnaires, you catalog them, and you look through them every so often, once a quarter, once every 6 months, once a year, whatever you feel, you're going to notice these patterns, right? And these patterns are what is going to populate your site, right? Because you notice that people, for instance, let's say you're a lawn care company, right? And you notice that a lot of people just care about how you get it done early in the morning so they aren't home at night listening to lawnmowers, because they're out working, if it's not COVID. Then you can put on there, right, up early, getting your lawn done so you don't have to, and that can be a tagline. People are like, ooh, up early, and you do like a picture of the sunrise behind a zero turn or something. People are like, oh, I like that, because that's one of the biggest benefits you've seen people mention. Of course, flip side of the coin, I don't like that. They're coming out at 6 p.m., mowing in the middle of dinner, whatever else it might be, right? So this is the key to putting good content on your site. When I have a client come work for me, when I go work for a client, the first thing I have them do is fill out a questionnaire for me about their business and their customers, right? The sites that get the best results are from those business owners that give me as much information as they can about their business, right? They have a passion for it. They have a vision in mind for how they want to serve their customers and why that's good, okay? And then we can take that and inject it into the words and pictures on the site and create that perception that the vision of the business owner is what's coming through on the website. So I think I'm rambling a little bit now, but questionnaires are really big. Simply just ask your customers, right? And ask your employees, what are they seeing, right? This is why employee reviews are really important, because you can ask this question at the end of the review. You're doing great, Susie Joe Johansson. What are you seeing with customers for the past couple months? And just let them talk. Let them tell you what they're seeing on the front lines, right? Because that is the type of information that allows you to level up the business. Okay, guys, so I hope you found this video useful. If you did, give it a like. Be sure to share it with any other business owners that you think might find it useful. And I'll talk to you in the next one.